historic season, a season in which every possible record was broken, a season in which the Yellow Army took over the continent, a season in which a group of individuals came together as one powerful force. The Yellow Empire returns for another season. Israeli Yellow Nation begins now. Maccabi Electra Tel Aviv, the new EuroLeague champions, had a very busy summer to say the least. Some key players left or retired, and an airlift of new players arrived to strengthen the team.
It's been a dream since I came to Europe to play in the EuroLeague, and now I'm getting a chance to one of the best teams in Europe.
It's a great welcome to have. It's the best one I've had yet, so I'm enjoying it.
I didn't know it'd be like this, but it's the best welcome I've had.
The most interesting change by far was, without a doubt, at the coaching position.
It's a great honor and a joy to accept the position of head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
David Blatt, Maccabi Electra Tel Aviv's head coach of the last 4 years, signed a deal to coach the Cleveland Cavaliers, and his place was filled by Guy Goodis, Blatt's assistant and an outstanding former player for the club.
I was 19 years old when I got here for the first time and have been through many experiences. I believe our first commitment as a club, training staff and players is to try and continue the club's tradition and reach the best achievements we can aspire to.
As part of their preseason activities, Maccabi Electra Tel Aviv traveled to America to play against NBA teams. As fate would have it, David Blatt's first game as head coach of the Cavaliers would be against his former team, Maccabi Tel Aviv.
It's a special occasion and one that I didn't plan, but I'm certainly the benefactor of, and I hope we have a great few days here together, and I certainly hope that the game will be helpful to both teams. It's a pleasure to welcome Maccabi, my great friends, my partner Guy.
First of all, to meet old pal, it's great. It's a great feeling. It's going to be a great atmosphere on game day, and it's going to be a big show for the fans, Cavalier fans, and for sure Maccabi fans that also in Israel and all over the world. So we need to enjoy this event and exhibition game, and you know, to shake hands and hug after.
Not surprisingly, the game against the Cavs would become an international media sensation, mainly due to one specific player.
It's a rare occasion, so I think I played him once in my NBA career. I believe we played him here when I was here in Cleveland. Yeah. So that's the last time I played him. I don't know how long ago that was, 6 years ago. Every coach and every guy has his own system and has what he believes in. So I'm a very coachable guy. You know, I believe I can help as well.
One of the main goals of the club's journey was to reach out to the team's thousands of fans in the United States. Fans who don't get the chance to see their idols every day.
The Maccabi Spirit program that we have, and coming over to be with the kids in the US and anywhere actually, even if it's Brazil or the US, anywhere we go to, it's really something that we pay a lot of attention to, and it's something that's very important to us.
We're here in Cleveland, Ohio. We've had a great fan reception, as you can see here. Say hi to everybody. Hi! So as you can see, we're having a lot of fun out here, and we're looking forward to the game. We're trying not to take it for granted and give back a little bit to them, because they give so much to us.
Yeah, it definitely gives you energy. You know, today was a day we were pretty tired, but you know, you come out and you got the fans and the kids, so it gives you a boost of energy and gets you ready to go.
Maccabi Tel Aviv has always maintained close ties with the Israel Defense Forces. Following the events of the last combat operation, Protective Edge, the club decided to bring with them on their journey some of the soldiers who had been wounded.
2 months ago, he was in Gaza fighting, and now we're here in this, with all these people. It's very warm our heart. We really appreciate that, the invite of Maccabi and Maccabi Olami of all this operation. We know it's a really, really big operation.
One of the most touching stories was that of a pilot in the Israeli Air Force, Noam Gershoni, who survived a terrible helicopter crash in which he was badly injured.
My arms, my legs, my pelvis, my vertebrae, my elbow, my shoulder, my jaw. That's it, I think. Now they put metal pretty much everywhere in my body. You should have watched me go through U.S. airport security. I was beeping, yeah, the guy with the gloves. Never mind. And
after a long recuperation process that included training on a tennis court, Gershoni went on to win a gold medal in the Paralympic Games.
הגיבור של ישראל במשחקים הפראלימפיים, הגיבור בכלל, נועם גרשוני. בן 29, תראו את החיוך, זהו חיוך של מנצח גדול, מנצח בכל תחום. מדליית זהב, ראשונה בישראל במשחקים הפראלימפיים.
It was an unbelievable story. I think it was mentioned during the banquet that people often talk about the word hero being thrown around with athletes and things like that. But the soldiers are the real heroes. They're the ones that sacrifice and persevere and fight through real life and death situations. And to hear that story is so inspirational for me, and I'm sure for everybody else in attendance that heard it.
The stories, the memories, the soldiers that lost their lives. The wounded soldiers, the fighting spirit, to come back to normal life, I think it's something that I will take with me for a long time.
It's great coming here in Cleveland. It's a very special experience for us, the wounded soldiers. We really feel at home here. The community here the Jewish community here is so, really make us feel amazing. All the love and support we get here is really something special. My predictions for the game? I think Maccabi will give a fight, but Cleveland, probably because of the home support and it's their first match, the beginning of the season, I think they will be able to edge a few points maybe.
Next on Israeli Yellow Nation, LeBron James and David Blatt meet the EuroLeague champions. The excitement is at its peak. Maccabi Electra Tel Aviv faces the Cleveland Cavaliers with coach David Blatt, and of course against the best player in the world, LeBron James.
The benefactor of an unusual moment where the head coach of the European Championship team comes and is suddenly coaching the Cleveland Cavaliers, and wouldn't you just know it, the first game that we have is against that old team, So it's kind of a neat moment, but I'll approach it with mixed emotions, I'm sure.
I didn't think about it because I never thought it can happen. But life brings to you surprising situations. It's fun. I'm very happy for David, and I'm happy for us and for Maccabi to be part of such a big event.
As far as our game is concerned, you'll see certain elements of the European style in our game, certainly. And I think that's a good thing. But you'll also see a lot of great NBA basketball, which I hope will be a big part of our game.
This is actually my 4th time playing against Vlad, so it's fine. I mean, it's still a basketball game. He has a job to do as well as I. So He's going to do his best to not allow me to do my job, and I'm going to do my best to not allow him to do his. But at the end of the day, once you're off the court, we're still good friends, and I still think he's a hell of a coach.
This is Coach Blatt's former team, and they're a very good team. So we know we need to come out and have a good showing here in front of our home crowd. And this being our first preseason game, we're going to have a lot of fun with this. So we're excited to play a good team. He's been able to step right in, Coach Blatt, and he's done a great job. So I feel it looks comfortable. He knows he belongs, and we've learned a lot from him in our first 5 to 10 days.
For thousands of Maccabi fans, the once-in-a-lifetime chance of seeing their idols up close was a thrilling experience.
When he was first named one of the candidates even for the job, nobody believed that he would actually get it. And then when David Blatt was named the coach, it was an unbelievable feeling. We had a lot of pride to have an Israeli coach, and now LeBron and the team being a championship contender right off the bat is just an amazing thing.
From Israel all the way to Cleveland to see Maccabi Tel Aviv. We like this team for more than 20 years, and it's the best team in Europe.
One person who refused to miss the intriguing contest was former star for both Maccabi Tel Aviv and the Cleveland Cavaliers, Anthony Parker, who knows David Blatt very well.
I think it's first of all, it's a great event. It's great that Maccabi is here. It's a special evening because it's LeBron's first return here, and Coach Blatt is coaching against Maccabi, and so that makes it all special because, to be around Maccabi and the whole experience, it brings back the memories and the feelings and the connection that you have with the fans walking around the arena and seeing different fans supporting Maccabi and that have traveled so far to come to the game, and it just reminds you the commitment and the dedication of what Maccabi means to Israel.
Yalla Maccabi!
Yes, Yalla Maccabi.
The game started, how else, with a three-pointer by King James.
How about that for a start?
Pargo and Smith kept Maccabi in the game as the first quarter ended with the Cavs up 30-24. LeBron returned to the floor and extended the lead to 14.
LeBron on the turnaround.
Sylvan Landsberg was Maccabi's main man on offense, closing it to 53-42. A pretty dish from Pargo to Tyus ended the half with the Cavs leading 58-45. In the second half, Kyrie Irving kicked off a scoring run, extending the lead to 21 points.
Off the screen. Two more! Irving has...
In the fourth quarter, Pargo was able to close the gap. But Cavs rookie Joe Harris wrapped up the game with a series of nice plays, and Cleveland won the game 107-80.
If you have a brother and you go to play outside on a basketball court against your brother, you're dying to beat him. But if you do, you feel like crap. You know what I mean?
Coach, what are you going to do now that your players won't think that they are a good team because they've beaten the hell out of Maccabi tonight?
See now, my good friends from Cleveland and all around the United States, I just want you to know this is what I was dealing with for the last 4 years, and you have no idea how happy I am to be here. I thank
you. It's a little different, because, I'm used to playing for him and seeing him in Maccabi, but, I'm happy for him, I hope he does really good, his job here with the Cavaliers.
Next on Israeli Yellow Nation, Maccabi Tel Aviv comes to the Big Apple to face the Brooklyn Nets. Maccabi Tel Aviv reached New York for another exhibition game, this time against the Brooklyn Nets.
What's up, bro? What up, man? We don't even want to interview you, bro. I want to give you the mic, and you can go interview Jake, is what the plan was. So take the mic. Make it funny, too.
Being ambushed? Yeah. I got a few questions for you. How does it feel to be in the greatest city in the world, which is not Philadelphia?
Well, you're absolutely right there, Sylvan. It's not Philadelphia. It does feel good. Sylvan Landsberg, we have a few questions for you. Having landed in Queens, we are in Queens currently. How would you describe your mental state right now?
Words can't even explain my mental state right now.
Try to answer without hand gestures.
At their evening practice, there was a lot of excitement as one of their leading stars from last season, David Blue, who retired from basketball, came to visit the Yellows.
David Blue for three. On the mark, David Blue makes it a one-point ball game with 13.5 seconds left.
I love the yellow jersey. Yeah, I miss all these guys. It's great to see everybody.
Seen our game last night?
I did. I watched it at the bar at my hotel, and it was great to just watch a game purely as a fan. That was very unique. You know what? In general, it was just great to see David Black coaching in the NBA. That was his dream, and his dream is coming true. Now, I have a nice shirt on and a jacket. I'm not going to take that off to go shoot.
This is our last game in our world team. It's very exciting to be here in Brooklyn with so many Jews and Israelis. We hope to give our best today against a great team like the Brooklyn Nets, who has a roster packed with great stars. And we will try to do our part as well as we are capable of.
At the Barclays Center, Maccabi Tel Aviv got tremendous support from the local community.
We're so proud to be here supporting Israel in Brooklyn. And even though I was born and bred in Brooklyn, my heart is in Israel, so I'm here to support the team tonight.
Support Maccabi Tel Aviv, baby!
Yeah! And the Brooklyn Nets, though.
And the Brooklyn Nets.
We are Nets. We are Brooklyn Net fans.
But we're Jewish.
But we're Jewish, so we're supporting both.
50-50.
So we hope it's a tie.
After the loss to Cleveland, the Yellows hoped for a better result against the Nets. In the first quarter, Jeremy Pargo kept them in the game. Brian Randall made it a one-point game in the second quarter, but the Nets tightened their defense, extending the lead to 59-47 as the first half came to its end. The Nets were on fire in the second half as Brook Lopez and Darren Williams scored from all over the court, building up a lead that Maccabi just couldn't erase. Pargo had another great game and was able to minimize the damage, but the Nets won in the end, 111-94.
Amazing to see that kind of support here in New York. You know, at one point we had most of the arena, probably 90% chanting Maccabi. So, you know, it's impressive to know how much we mean to a lot of people around the world, not just in Israel. And it was a lot of fun to see that.
It was a great experience to play the two games, the U.S., the first one against Cleveland, against our best friend, Coach Blatt, and LeBron and all the stars around. And I think it's very important for the brand of Maccabi. We got a lot of fans all over the world, and we're happy that we participate in these games. And now, you know, after this long travel, we're coming back tomorrow to Israel to start to prepare to the local competition and also starting the EuroLeague season.
It's a great feeling to feel home court here in Brooklyn with a lot of Jewish, with a lot of Israelis. And this is the power of Israel and Maccabi as a club. That's it. All this trip over, and we starting the real season Sunday with the Israeli League.
Really exciting tour, playing in Cleveland, playing in Brooklyn, hearing Hatikva in Brooklyn, in Cleveland. It was a great event, and I think that yesterday night we showed in the second half a wonderful basketball, a wonderful ability.
To see David here, and actually to be here in the Q Arena, it's overwhelming. It's the best script anyone could have written, you know, being able to play against David Blatt with LeBron James when we are the European champions. It's a lifetime experience, and hopefully we'll be able to do it every year with any other teams in the NBA.
The journey came to an end, and the EuroLeague champs returned home to Tel Aviv, just as a new and exciting season got underway. And we'll be with them every step of the way.
We're trying to talk to your head, bro.
Why'd you
not
give them the camera?
We want to talk to your head.
At what point did you know, like, yo, I can go get these rebounds amongst them, I can play?
That is a serious question. Probably after I got the first one, Jeremy.
The first rebound?
I'm from Queens and I'm a gangster. That's it.
My favorite guy on the team is the cameraman. It was a long trip, but a nice one. Happy to go back home, and I'm happier even go back with you guys. So thank you for everything.
You're a hell of a guy.